Carmelo Anthony joined Dwyane Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Paul at the start of the ESPYs, calling for everyone to do more in light of the social unrest around the country. Anthony is also hosting a town hall meeting in Los Angeles today, which he says is a chance for citizens, law enforcement officials, and politicians to have an open dialogue. Stephen A., do you like this, or should athletes stay quiet on these subjects?
I absolutely love it, and I'm proud of the fellas doing what they did at the ESPYs. What I will caution, however, is that I love it as long as you know what you are talking about and, dare I say, have the ability to articulate yourself eloquently on these certain issues. When you got guys that don't know the issues or, dare I say, don't speak very well, they don't need to be speaking about it, because these issues are incredibly uncomfortable to a lot of people in our society who pay their hard-earned money, come to a game. They don't want to see somebody in the arena on center court, bringing attention to these issues. Their attitude is they're paying their hard-earned money to patronize your product, give them what they paid for. That's the mentality. Obviously, that we can't feel that way in this society, particularly when you're an African-American and you're seeing some of the issues that have permeated our society, particularly acts of violence on behalf of police officers against unarmed black individuals, just as reprehensible acts by other individuals against police officers like we saw in Dallas. We can't have that. And so the players bringing attention to it and saying this has to stop is something that I greatly, greatly appreciate. I think it's important for them to be conscientious observers, to do what they can to bring attention to an issue so we can all grab a hold of it and run with it, not look to them to do everything. The reason why I also said, Max, that it's important that you know what you're talking about and you can articulate yourself appropriately, is that it's also about who you are, too. Like, I respect the hell out of Carmelo Anthony. I got a lot of love for him. He's a good brother. But LeBron James is profound for another reason. Not just his level of intellect, his level of success also comes into the equation. Because when I see LeBron speak and I see Dwyane Wade speak, I'm looking at two individuals who are three-time champions. And I'm able to say about them, they're doing what they're supposed to do on the basketball court. So off the court, if they feel the need to bring attention to this, great. I still feel the same way about Melo, but I'm also cognizant of the fact that I know a lot of New Yorkers in the streets that came out and said, damn it, I don't want to hear nothing from him. I need him to get to the playoffs. I need him to get out of the first round. Now, that's a real, just a juvenile way to look at things. Incredibly unfair to Carmelo. But that's a reality that Carmelo is going to have to face. Because when you see him bringing attention to this issue as much as I will sit here, and so many African Americans will sit here and absolutely positively applaud him, we are cognizant of the fact that there are others that's going to show up to Madison Square Garden and now look at him and say, now show us what you got on the basketball court, because we see the noise you're making off of it.
I want to respond to the Carmelo thing first. And
sure.
I want to tell you what I plan to say. There's also the element that, and it's unfair to Carmelo, who's a great player and obviously feels this very deeply, but
yes,
there are those who will look and wonder about ulterior motives, because the idea being that he's kind of pumping himself up by taking the kind of stand he's doing, and maybe it's doing more good, particularly in this era of heightened social consciousness as a result of social media, etc., than he is actually taking a risk by stepping up. There's that if you're not a champion. There's also, this can't just be the guy on the end of the bench standing up.
That's right.
Because then people say no one cares. But that's not fair to Carmelo, because Carmelo obviously feels this strongly. Good for him.
He's from the streets. He cares about it. He's real and authentic.
And he's a great player, even if he hasn't won a championship. To me, I've been waiting for this era and these guys, and particularly this guy, for a long time, meaning LeBron James. Not Dwyane Wade, although he clearly also feels it very deeply, Chris Paul, all these guys. The fact that the best athlete in the world, the best player in the game, and the reigning champion comes out and does this, it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be. Now, I've been waiting for this era also because if you know, Joe Louis, heavyweight champion, never took controversial stands because in that time and place you really couldn't. Muhammad Ali was as much of a product of his era as he was a leader in his era. But just because there was a countercultural revolution by the 60s and early 70s, and that atmosphere, that climate allowed someone like Ali to take a stand. But it doesn't have to be that way. Tiger Woods could have boycotted Augusta the year he was going for, I think it was a Grand Slam, but the point was he didn't want to do it. They had a male-only policy, remember? Yep. And Tiger Woods, here it was, fell out of the sky on a silver platter for him. It's not even really taking that big a risk or making that much of a sacrifice. Here's a social issue you can stand for, and he chose to play anyway and not walk away from it. And Michael Jordan, Republicans buy sneakers too. And, you know, 10, 15, 20, 25 years ago, more difficult to do this. Now there is a climate that exists that allows it. But for LeBron to do it, very hard to imagine the counterfactual. Very hard to imagine, well, even though the climate exists, let's say LeBron didn't do it. That's hard to imagine. He did it, so you say, well, the climate exists, he can do it. The fact that he chooses to do it, he deserves enormous credit.
No question about it, and I tell you this much too. Nobody deserves more credit than LeBron for all the reasons you just articulated. But somebody who, whether it's a close or a distant second in all of this, is Chris Paul. Here's why. You're the president of the Players Association. And so a lot of times, particularly with a collective bargaining negotiation coming up next summer, okay, because you know either one side or both sides are going to back up of the present collective bargaining agreement by December, you want to you want the public on your side. Chris Paul gave no thought to that whatsoever. He was interested in doing what's right.
Give you another name.
Sure.
Of course, the white guy's got to bring up at least the commissioner, Adam Silver.
No question.
I mean, he deserves, because Adam Silver, again, is it in his best financial interest to take the kind of social stands he's taken?
And pull the All-Star game from Charlotte.
Pull the All-Star game, encourage players to do these kind of things? Yes, I believe it's also in his financial interest, but that doesn't mean he doesn't deserve credit for taking the stand he does, because I could easily imagine a world where Adam Silver simply doesn't decide to have that position, including Donald Sterling, banning him for life. Like,
no question.
No, this is a commissioner.
And LeBron was in on Donald Sterling, too.
That's right. He's helping aid this kind of stuff.
We have to get to break, but I did want to let you guys know this just came across. Michael Jordan telling the Undefeated.com, a new website doing great work here at ESPN, that he's also going to get involved. He lost his father to a senseless act of violence, and he plans to be a voice now and stand up for these social issues as well.
Some people would say it's about time. What I would say, as somebody who knows Michael Jordan, that there's an awful lot that he does quietly. He's not one to speak a lot about issues, but he does a lot of good things.
He hasn't been a catalyst for change in this arena, but as long as he joins it, that's fine.
And this is clearly personal for him. There's more on that on the Undefeated.com. But when we come back, Dwayne Wade leaving Miami for the Chi. Has Pat Riley lost his juice? We're going to give you the real deal next. Stay here.